Hello and welcome to this feedback video on your Unit 3 Economics mock. Overall, lots of positives to take away from the paper. Lots of people attained their target grades and lots of people even exceeded their target grades, which is really great to see. So lots of positivity there. But again, please don't become complacent with that. And there's always things we can learn from doing the paper. That's why we get you guys to do mocks. So first thing I'd like to emphasize is that people need to be a bit stricter in regards to their application of their structure, particularly for the O4 questions. Some people are giving unbalanced answers. Some people are not giving enough points. Some people are almost giving too many points. So remember your 8 mark AO4. It's your 2 versus 2, 4 KAA, 4 eval. Your 12 mark, what's the difference between 8 and a 12 marker? You need a little bit more detail. Okay, there's 6 KAA marks and 6 eval marks. So in your 12 marker, you need to have a nice little conclusion, which is even more essential in your 16 marker, where it's free versus free. Quite a few people are given 4 versus 4 in your 16 marker. Again, can't emphasize enough, it's quality not quantity. Just give free versus free, and then you'll do that in adequate detail, so each point has to have context added to it and explained with a conclusion at the end. So again, reflect on this annotated mark scheme that is on the Dropbox. I'll just talk us through the Dropbox. Some concepts that came up from your Unit 1 microeconomics was producer and consumer surplus. So if I just switch over here, again, just to remind you of how this looks graphically. Overall, we could do with drawing a few more diagrams. Again, that's what your microeconomics is all about. There's always marks for diagrams, and it's always a great way to guarantee your marks. Remember the consumer surplus. It's the area entrapped here between your equilibrium price and your maximum price your consumer would have paid, and then your producer surplus is the minimum price that they would have released it to the market compared to the equilibrium price. Okay, so that came up a few times. People mentioned it in passing. Again, there's an opportunity there to show it diagrammatically. So your first question here was about correct option was option D, abusing market power. It's about the European Competition Commission. The latter bits of the unit here, 3.3.10 and 3.3.11 here. Okay. So again, the most important thing you can do in section A is explain your point fully. I'll not emphasize the general feedback points, for I would have mentioned them in the lesson prior to this activity. So make sure you do that. And question 2, your PED question. I think only one of you guys actually drew the diagram for price discrimination. So again, that's what that question was basically all about. Fortunately enough, people were clever enough to give the formula for PED, explain the situation there of the airlines, and then disprove one of the most obvious ones as well. Question 3. Again, normally in your section A, there's going to be 1 or 2 questions with red herrings in it, tricky ones. And for me, that was question 3 and 4 for you guys. Question 3 was on about long run average costs. So you should have hopefully picked up on the fact falling long run average costs. Oh, that's economies of scale, and use that terminology. A couple of people didn't get this one right. It was a tricky one, really. Again, Amtrak are the train providers in America. They have a massive monopoly. There's no competition in the market. How do they maintain that? Through their massive economies of scale. Okay, their technical and managerial economies of scale enable them to eliminate any competitors that might rise up against them. So very high barriers to entry there. Question 4, produce and output different to profit maximizing firm. Again, process elimination should have allowed you to this answer, hopefully, where it's all about satisficing. So nothing is maximized or minimized. That were the other options there. So hopefully you would have realized option E by the process elimination was the correct answer there. Remember, what is satisficing. It's where you just keep your stakeholders happy with an adequate level of profit just to keep them off your back as such. Okay. Question 5, deter new firms in the short run. Your sales maximization when P equals AC. So you decide to do that just to deter any new entrants to the market. You might switch to this objective here. So again, that's kind of came back to 3.3.1, all your different objectives of the firm. Profit maximization when MR equals MC. Total revenue maximization when MR equals 0. Sales maximization when P equals AC. And then profit satisficing a satisfactory level of profits. So make sure you know those. It's quite a popular Section 8 question here. There's also the theory of contestability came in here. Reduce the normal profits to deter your competition. Question 6, excessive profit being made here, which is why the European Competition Commission would intervene with your mobile phone tariffs here. Again, abnormal profit, you could have shown it diagrammatically even for the monopoly. Okay, so any sign of monopoly, the government are going to intervene. Question 7 was a tricky little one, quite a technical one. Again, you should have hopefully recognized your TR curve, and then you could even add your marginal revenue, your average revenue curves to the top there. TR is maximized when MR equals 0, so you could show that there diagrammatically. It's on page 302 of Anderton if you want to review the topic. Again, quite a few people drop marks here. Quite a technical question, really. But you got to realize, in order for your TR curve to increase, they've got to decrease their price to a point, and then it's going to be maximized and fall away there. Okay, you could also show off your technical knowledge where it's PED is elastic on the way up, unitary, and MR is 0, and then elastic on the way down. Okay. So that's your mark schemes version of that diagram. Question 8. Define the key term in the question for an easy guaranteed mark. So again, it's profit maximization, MC equals MR. You got to learn your mathematics here. You're productively efficient whenever your average cost is at its lowest, and allocated efficiency when P equals MC. So again, learn your technicalities here. So this occurs when your perfect competition diagram here in the long run, as it says there. And then you guys apparently done a question there from question 9 with Mr. Goodman. So a good bit of honesty there from Jamie. Kind of made the experience a bit more meaningful as well. So everyone has a blank question 9. I'd advise you to try question 9 under time conditions to practice timing there. Okay, so we got an annotated mark scheme here to help you to assess it in due course. Let's talk our way through question 10. Again, when the year 13s did this mock last year, the majority of them actually opted for question 10. The questions seemed a little bit nicer, really. Again, remember the good technique there. Look at the questions in question 9, look at the questions in question 10, decide which topics you want to go for, and stick to it. Okay, don't read both extracts, that's a waste of time. It's an opportunity cost of your precious time, really. So your question 10 here, about the market structure. Again, you could have chosen any one of 3 market structures because they all kind of show features of certain varieties. You could argue that it's an oligopoly, whereas a few firms that dominate. So again, you could calculate your concentration ratio, your free firm ratio, 73%, for example, could be your context. Explain. So it's a 4-mark AO3 DSLE. Okay, 4 marks, 4 things. Some people forgot to define the key term. So again, likewise, as you see there, you could have went for monopoly and defined that, where one firm dominates, and then stating it's a monopoly, linking the fact there that it's Nescafe who dominates there, 51% market share, and then you can explain fully and legally that means that they are a monopoly because market share is greater than 25%. Again, some people are writing 40% for that. That was the old clarification, where the competition market authorities now draw the line for a monopoly is 25%. So again, the strict examiner will punish that, so make sure you're aware. Monopoly 25%, and you could even go down the duopoly route. So again, two firm concentration ratio is 68%. You could technically argue it's a duopoly. Okay. Your question 10b was your 12 marker. So again, remember that there's 6 marks for KAA, 6 marks for evaluation. As you can see there, there's a variety of ways you can earn your marks, but let's just go for your 2 versus 2. Okay, 3 plus 3 for your KAA, 3 plus 3 for your evaluation, with a conclusion at the end to guarantee your full marks, really. Okay, so again, any 2 agreeing points, lower cost production, cost could be higher, price elasticity, the VIA brand, and their market penetration there, any aspects there, and then your evaluation. Remember the little trick, common evaluative points. If you're struggling for ideas, utilize them. You could say, however, on the other hand, there's not enough information here for me to make a full comparison about whatever point you previously made. Or you could say, okay, this is in the short run, however, in the long run, things might change as such and such. Okay. So these are kind of common points. If you look through mark schemes, you'll see them appear every single year. So if you're ever just struggling for a however point, do feel free to mention those. And then your 8 mark question was your next one. Okay, again, kind of contestability was a running theme in this paper. You need your 2 versus 2, 2 agreeing points saying yes, it's contestable. You enter here Starbucks via supermarket own brands, any 2 points developed in context and explained. However, on the other hand, there's high concentration ratios. Okay, Nescafe dominate, maybe it's not so contestable. However, on the other hand, it took 20 years for Starbucks to develop via. Okay, what's that all about? So again, conclusion isn't essential for your 8 mark question, but it's nice, okay, to justify your stance, to make sure you are evaluative in your points. So let's try to add conclusions to our AO4s, particularly in the 12 and the 16 markers. And that's our last question here, 16 marker, 8 KAA and 8 eval. Okay, if you are struggling on timing, remember it's quality, not quantity. Instead of giving 3 versus 3, just give 2 versus 2 or even 1 versus 1. Okay, as long as you've evaluated, you might pick up some marks. As you can see, there's a variety there. We always try to go for the 3 versus 3. Okay, so a variety of different strategies they could have here for their pricing strategy, their branding strategy, collusion. How could they compete here? Their mergers. Again, your context was the UK and the US markets, and then your evaluation points saying, however, on the other hand, you could flip your points that you make. Again, long run, short run, you see again there, or you could say it's actually costs a lot to develop a brand. On the other hand, if they do compete on price, you could start off a price war, and you could even bring in a little bit of game theory to back up one of your points. QWC marks in regards to structure, here you have again conclusion. Make sure you conclude and you use your economics vocabulary appropriately. Okay, so you've got to chuck in your terminology, see an exam, an opportunity to show off your knowledge. There's your create boundaries. Again, make sure you refer back to the PowerPoint for the tax for the rest of the lesson and access those extension revision tools. Okay, but mostly lots of positives there. Again, very, very well done.